The matchmaking update we've been waiting for is finally here, and this is chock full of a whole bunch of changes that are going to affect every Deadlock player. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know about this and how it affects you, and we'll also talk about a few funny little secrets along the way. As always, a link to the patch notes will be in the description down below, but, well, let's take a look at this matchmaking update. So, the main feature of the matchmaking update is that we now have a standard mode, which is basically just casuals, and then a separate ranked mode. And you can actually see they reworked the badges too. So yeah, take a look at these. Initiate, Seeker, Acolyte, Sentinel, Mystic, Ritualist, Emissary, Oracle, all looking amazing. Phantom looks really cool. Ascendant, I absolutely love. And Eternus is just a biblically accurate angel. That is freaky. And here's what it looks like in game. You press play, and here are our different game modes. So we've got Street Brawl on the left, Standard, which is just regular Deadlock casuals. This will not affect your rank at all. You can play Standard mode basically like how you would play Street Brawl. Just pick any character you want, go, and just have fun, and losses don't really matter. And then Ranked is, well, where all the tryhards are gonna go. We're gonna try and rank up, and, well, hey, we've got a cool looking icon too. Of course, it's the sweaty tryhard Apollo representing Ranked. Ugh, this freaking guy. Now, something important you need to know about is the eligibility for Ranked mode. You can't just boot up Deadlock on a fresh or a gently used account and play Ranked. You have to have 60 wins in the Standard mode. And to ensure higher quality games, Ranked mode expects that you have a solid understanding of the heroes that you play in it. So, the mode only allows you to pick heroes that you have won at least 15 games with in Standard mode, that being, of course, casuals. Not Street Brawl. Street Brawl matches do not count. So let me show you what this looks like. We have a brand new section over here in the hideout called Ranked. You get to see your Season 1, your progress, all of that. We even have Lash. 2, 8, and 4? Oh no. Oh my gosh, wait, that's my KDA the last game I played. Shoot, wait. That's a crazy... I didn't even know that. That's kind of embarrassing. Listen, we'll talk about exactly what happened in that match later, because it's actually highly relevant to one of the changes they made. But anyways, yeah, you can click on this, and you get an overview of Ranked. So you get to see your calibrating matches here. I am currently Obscurus, as is everybody right now. 69 days remaining in the new season. And, well, here is a summary of Ranked. You get to see exactly what I just said about the eligibility, and you can actually come over here to the Heroes tab and see which heroes are eligible. So I can scroll down here, and we can see some of my characters that are not eligible. And yeah, this is, again, where it's important to clarify that Standard wins are what count here, not Street Brawl wins. So Grey Talon as an example here. I have 14 wins, I'm just under the threshold, even though if I actually click on Grey Talon over here, I have 18 games won on him. I won 3 Street Brawl games, or 4 Street Brawl games on him, and yeah, those do not count for this. So let's talk a little bit more about this calibration and the new seasons and stuff like that. Ranked mode has seasons, with the first season starting today and ending on October 7th, after which the next season will begin. At the conclusion of a season, the highest rank you achieved will be permanently saved in your rank history page. Future rank seasons will likely have longer durations with splits in between, as well as recency requirements on the heroes played, but for now, it's just win 15 games and you can play whatever hero you want. And as the season starts, everyone will enter a calibration phase for 8 games. All players will have a soft reset of their prior rank, maintaining some history of your previous performance relative to other players to help seed you initially into the calibration games. And this calibration, it is a little wonky. Matchmaking is super duper screwy right now. Honestly, it's putting me in games that are actually higher rank than where I was. I was Eternus 4, and it's putting me in games with Lomane, who's much better at the game than I am. And other Eternus 5 and Eternus 6 players have featured in every single game that I've played, as well as some players who probably maybe weren't even Eternus. I don't know, they kind of did awful. But not naming names or anything, though. I don't want to be toxic, but yeah, we had some real wonky matchmaking. Now here's something very important, and something that's probably going to suck for Oracle players everywhere. Players can only exit calibration at a max rank of Oracle 6. You cannot be in a party during calibration matches either. So, whether you're Eternus, Ascendant, Phantom, or Oracle, all 4 of those ranks, if they're, performing well and they're exiting at the max rank, all 4 of those ranks will be at Eternus, or at Oracle 6. So, if you're in Oracle 6, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. The matchmaking is going to be awful. Good luck with that. Now, of course, again, it was a soft reset, not a hard reset, so it hopefully won't be total bedlam in Oracle 6. You'll still hopefully be put in matches with similar skill players as you were before. But yeah, just if matchmaking is weird, this is why. Now, ranked mode also has very strict party requirements. It currently only allows for solo or duo parties, and if you're in a duo party, both players must be at most one rank away from each other, i.e. Mystic and Ritualist. But if you're in Eternus, Eternus players can only duo with another Eternus player as long as they are within 3 sub-ranks of each other. This is extremely strict, they recognize that, and they wanted to start off this way and then adjust in the future as needed based on community feedback. They're also making it very clear how you actually rank up here, so when you win or lose a game, you'll actually see your rank points update with a visible progress bar after each match. Each win or loss will grant you around 250 points on average, although these numbers will vary slightly depending on the expectations the matchmaker had from that game or while on win streaks. To progress to the next sub-rank, you need to collect 1,000 rank points for each promotion, so it should take roughly 4 matches in a row, 4 wins in a row to rank up. However, the final sub-rank before moving to a new rank requires 2,000 points, so it's a little bit harder to reach the next rank, a little bit easier to move between divisions. And then once you reach Eternus 1, there is no longer a fixed amount of points needed to progress from one sub-rank to the other because the thresholds are dynamically updated daily to segment the sub-ranks based on a percentile basis. And it doesn't say what the percentile basis is in here, but luckily in-game, on this little tab here, you can actually see the divisions here. So Eternus 1, top 0%, Eternus 2, 25th percentile, Eternus 3, 50th percentile, Eternus 6 is the 95th percentile. The 5% best players in the entire game are Eternus 6. There is also rank loss protection when playing in ranked. You have 5 games of loss protection when on the boundary of a full rank, so if you're at Mystic 1 with 0 rank points, you will maintain the Mystic badge until you lose 5 games in a row before dropping to Sentinel. Similarly, when you are on a sub-rank boundary, you have 2 games of loss protection, so it is a bit easier to slip through the cracks on the sub-ranks, but it's going to be pretty difficult. You're going to have to do really badly in order to actually go down a full rank. Now, here's something really interesting, and this is where, in my opinion, things start to go downhill just a little bit, or at least get a little bit shaky in terms of how good this change might actually end up being. There is kind of a draft, but not really now. So if you're in ranked, you still queue up just like normal. Let me go in here, I can press on ranked, and I still choose my heroes with the priority system, and you can see which heroes are grayed out because I don't have enough wins on them. But once I get into the match, I can change my hero once. So once I'm there, I can take a look at the enemy team comp and be like, nah, I don't want to play Lash into that, and switch onto someone else, so long as another player hasn't already selected them. Now, you can only change to heroes that you have unlocked for ranked play. You can't cheese the system and just switch to someone who you don't actually have unlocked. And you also can't see if the enemies are switching heroes, so you only get to see the base comp that they're given. And if they switch to a different hero, you won't see that until you're actually already in the match. So you can't use it for counter picking and going back and forth in a game of tug of war to see who gets the best heroes. So yeah, it's kind of weird, honestly, and I haven't really seen it utilized too much yet. I have played 4 games of ranked. I haven't used the system, and I don't think anyone else has either, but you do still get a nice little pre-lobby to just say hello to your team, switch lanes, and yeah, I do think that part, at least, is pretty neat. They have also made some general vague improvements to the matchmaker's ability to create solid team compositions and other stuff like that, which is something they want to improve over time. And they also have increased the number of bans in ranked mode from 2 to 3, so you get a bit more fine control over the heroes that are available. But here's something that's absolutely, unequivocally terrible, and I can prove it to you, because it literally affected me on my stream today, and it actually tilted me, made me mad. So this, right here. Pause will be disabled until 2 minutes after the game fully starts, so make sure to do any adjustments you want to your roster or lanes during the new pre-game waiting area. This is a terrible idea. You want to know why? What happens if someone crashes or their internet briefly goes out? Yeah, going back to that terrible Lash game I had, you wanna know why I had a 284 KDA? Because my internet went out right as we loaded into the match, right? Like, I was in the pre-match waiting area, and then as soon as we got on the zip lines, boom, no more internet. Everything just froze. And I couldn't get back in until about the 2-minute mark. And my team couldn't pause for me for 2 full minutes. So I ended up on a lane against a Bebop and Silver, which, you know, that's just really the icing on the cake. And I had to play the entire match handicapped because I was so far behind on souls for the entire game because I wasn't able to be there from the start of the lane. And it's all because my team couldn't pause. If they were able to pause in the first 2 minutes, this would have entirely been avoided because they would have paused for me, and I would have had time to get back into the match. And so, yeah. Like, we literally, we had no choice but to lose this game because we weren't able to pause. And I still somehow did more damage than people on my team, by the way, but don't worry about that fact. It was just an awful match, and it was just miserable to play, and it felt even more miserable knowing that this literally would have been avoided last patch because you could still pause in the first 2 minutes last patch. So they need to revert this immediately. This is a terrible change, especially in an early access game where crashes are likely going to be more common because they're still working on the engine and doing a lot of tweaks and stuff, and so it's not unreasonable to expect someone to crash in the first 2 minutes of the game. That just happens sometimes, and now you get actively punished for it if you're in ranked, and you just force lose a game now because of it, which is just so utterly obnoxious. Now, they have a section here about abandons and penalties. There's not too much new information here. This is really just a recap of how the system works if you are someone who didn't really know how this system worked. And so, basically, if a player abandons a game before 5 minutes, the game will be marked as safe to leave and voided for all players except the leaver and their party. The leaver will have a leaver penalty, and both the leaver and the party will incur a loss. If a player abandons a game after 5 minutes, that player will receive leaver penalties, and their party will have the game count as a loss. Other players on the abandoning player's team will have their game voided and are safe to leave without punishments. But if they stay and win the game, it'll be counted as a win. If all players on the abandoning team leave, the game will automatically end and be counted as a win for the opposing team. Now, if you're on the opposing team, you don't want to leave the game, because, yeah, that would just be really silly in that situation. So, yeah, you just play the game out as normal. If a player on that team abandons as well, they will be penalized just like the first abandoning player and party, and the above rules kick in for the opposing team now as well. In this case, none of the remaining players on either team will have the game count as a loss, and you will only get a win if your team finishes and wins the game. So, yeah, if someone leaves, you do generally still want to stay in the game. You won't really be penalized, but if you win, then you still get a win. So I do think this is a pretty solid system, and it's mostly how it worked before, just re-clarified for the ranked system. They have also increased the requirements for the leaderboards, so the game count requirement in the last 30 days has increased from 50 to 75, and for the hero-specific leaderboards, the game count requirement on that heroes in the last 30 days has increased from 20 up to 30. There is also a new requirement for hero-specific leaderboards where you must have at least 100 lifetime wins on that hero to be considered, so you can't just boot up a fresh account, get 30 wins, and be number 1 on the leaderboard. That's not happening anymore. And they want to clarify that this new system is live right now, but they expect it to be extremely rocky. And I have already experienced that. Yeah, queuing ranked is a very dangerous and bad idea, and if you're the type of person who obsesses over their rank and you tend to tilt if you get bad matchmaking and stuff like that, I would recommend just playing casuals for a little bit as they work through the kinks. Because, yeah, playing ranked on the first day, man, ooh, it's been rough. Let me show you my match history. So we got 1 win here. I actually queued for Viscous, got Lash instead, and this match went pretty well, honestly, all things considered, although we did have some people kind of acting a little weirdly, a little strange, a little low damage output. And then I played 2 Viscous games back-to-back where I was doing more damage than the carries on our team. We had a crazy good Holiday player. Her stats don't really, show just how crazy she was in this match, but she was actually doing pretty good. But yeah, Punch Viscous doing more damage than all the carries on the team. That's not good. And similar story for this match. It put me on a team with low main, which was certainly inexperienced. This guy's just on a different level to me, just completely. He's on a different planet. He's E6, I'm E4, and that might not sound like a big gap, but that's a tremendous gap, apparently. So, yeah, he was doing good. I was trying to seed farm to our carries, but our carries were not carrying, and they were not doing damage, and once again, I had more damage than some of our carries, so that was really awkward. And then, as mentioned, this last match fell victim to the fact that you can't pause in the first 2 minutes because my internet had to go and have a stroke right at the start of this ranked match. So this loss is really just entirely up to, okay, well, this time we had low man on the enemy team, so that's a huge hurdle to overcome. And then also, I was playing from behind the entire game because this new pause system just sucks. So overall, I do think this update is pretty positive for the game. Matchmaking is going to be extremely volatile over the next few weeks, so try not to take things too seriously. At the end of the day, we are still playing an early, beta game. This is literally beta season 1, so try not to let it get to your head too much, and try to just, have fun with the matches that we are given. They are going to be a little wacky, especially if you're around that Oracle area. Oracle is going to be a bloodbath. But I do really like most of these changes. The draft thing just feels kind of like a weird compromise of a solution that doesn't really seem to be doing too much right now. I haven't really played too much with the system yet, but it just, I don't know. It doesn't seem as good as like what a full draft would be. Or, it also doesn't really seem to add too much to the existing system that we have. So that was a little strange, but I am so glad that we finally have a casual mode now and a proper ranked mode for all the sweats who want to grind. But if you've made it this far into the video, well, I told you I was going to show you some secrets, and I don't want to let you down. So, I actually straight up did not know it would show your KDA there. That's so funny. But, yeah, this chalkboard is full of even more secrets than that. Now, for some reason, I can't actually reproduce this secret right now. I did the exact same thing as I did earlier, and it's not working. So I'll show you what I did on the stream. It's really freaking cute. Wait, so ranked. And then go back to the ranked wall. Oh! Oh, that's adorable. Oh. See, I don't know why it's not working right now. I mean, I can literally come over here, I can click on ranked, I can edit my characters, and I can even pretend to queue and then cancel the search. And by the way, that's purple now. Pretty cool if you queue for ranked. And yeah, it's not working. I don't know why. So, but yeah, they broke their own secret, I guess. But there are even more secrets. There's a secret rem buff this patch. And it's to the cuteness. Let me get some little helpers up here. Boom! My friends! Check this out. So if we just walk near certain hideout elements, the little helpers scurry around and they investigate things. Oh, this little helper found some cheese. There's a little cheese down there. And they love to sit on the little books, all cute and adorable. And if we come over to the chairs, we can have a little lounge fest. Look at my helpers. Oh, that one's in that chair. Nice. I can sit on the couch with my helpers. Aww. So they have little pre-programmed interactions where they they just do adorable things in the hideout. The devs just love Rem. I don't know. He's just their favorite character. Are they gonna sit in this chair? Oh, they are gonna sit in this chair. Dude, there's so many cool, cute little interactions with these little helpers, man. So yeah, just a little secret thing in this update. I know it doesn't actually affect the meta or anything, but I think it's adorable and I think it's worth pointing out. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about this matchmaking update in the comments section down below. Do you like the direction matchmaking is going in? Have you played any games? Have you played any ranked? How scuffed has it been? I would love to hear from you in the comments section down below. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here and you want to see more update videos like this from me, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.